Welcome to the Drunken Zombies Podcast. Get ready for captivating zombie stories every day.
All served up with a fun and spine-chilling storytelling.
Yeah, each day we'll be cracking open a new addictive zombie tale.
It's going to be like your daily brain buffet.
Yeah.
Except instead of brains, we're serving up masterful storytelling that'll leave you craving for more tales of the living dead.
More tales of brains and mayhem, so make sure to rate and follow for more Drunken Zombies.
We have something special for you today, a story that throws that classic zombie trope right into the heart of the 1970s.
With a twist you won't see coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Adrian, your host for this wild ride.
And I'm Julia, your resident zombie story analyst.
All right, so let's set the scene for today's story. Zombie beach party.
Ooh.
Picture a typical 1970s beach scene.
Okay.
Sun, sand, waves. Carefree surfers riding the waves.
Yeah.
A rivalry between surf gangs that's about to get a whole lot more intense.
It's interesting how this story sets up that classic calm before the storm. You know, we often see these idyllic settings in zombie stories where everyone's having a blast and then, bam, the undead crash the party.
Nobody expects it.
Nobody expects. It's a great way to heighten the contrast and make the chaos even more impactful.
Yeah, and at the center of it all is Cody, our laid-back surfer dude, who just wants to throw the ultimate beach bash. He's got everything planned.
Yeah.
The battle of the surf bands, a midnight surf contest,
Oh, wow.
and enough good vibes to fill the entire coastline.
Sounds like a good time.
It does. But then there's Miss Hattie.
Uh-oh.
The town's eccentric. She's got a knack for spooky predictions. She shows up at Cody's party with a warning about an unnatural fog and the sea being angry.
Miss Hattie embodies the wise old person archetype we see so often in horror stories. They usually know what's up, but their warnings are ignored.
Nobody listens.
And it adds a layer of dramatic irony to the whole thing and makes you wonder why characters never listen to these insightful figures.
Yeah, right. Nobody takes her seriously. Of course, it's a party. Everyone's thinking about good times, not impending doom.
But doom is most definitely on the menu. As the party hits its peak, those uninvited guests arrive.
There we go.
Not bringing snacks, but an insatiable hunger for brains.
The shift from carefree partying to chaotic panic is so well done.
Yeah, it's intense.
1 minute you've got surfers showing off their moves. The next, they're using their boards as weapons against a horde of flesh-eating zombies.
Wild.
It's a sudden and terrifying turn of events that really throws you into the heart of the action.
What strikes me is how resourceful the characters are. They quickly adapt to the situation, turning everyday beach items into tools of survival. Broken surfboards become weapons, beach umbrellas become shields. It speaks to that human instinct to survive, even in the most absurd and terrifying circumstances.
Yeah, and it's not just about survival, it's about leadership emerging from unexpected places. We see this with Cody and Lila. They step up becoming leaders in this chaotic new world. Lila wielding a broken oar like a total badass, and Cody guiding the terrified partygoers to safety.
I love Lila.
It's fascinating how crisis can reveal hidden strengths and leadership qualities.
Absolutely. In a zombie apocalypse, individual heroism isn't enough. It's about teamwork, collaboration, using each other's strengths to overcome a common enemy.
Speaking of teamwork, Cody hatches this audacious plan to use the concert stage as a giant zombie trap.
Oh, wow.
They'll lure the undead in with music and then light up the night with a massive bonfire.
That's a great idea.
A high-stakes gamble for sure.
There's some powerful symbolism at play here, too. The stage, a symbol of celebration and joy, is transformed into a weapon of destruction. It highlights the duality of human nature, how even in the darkest times, we can turn symbols of hope into tools for survival.
Right. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. The plan backfires.
Oh.
And it's not some human error. It's because the zombified surf legend, the once hero of the beach, is now leading the undead.
Oh, no.
With a chilling cunning.
This challenges that stereotypical image of zombies as mindless, slow-moving creatures. These zombies are strategic, they're learning, which makes them far more terrifying.
Yeah.
What's unsettling is that they're not just driven by primal hunger, there's an intelligence at work, a disturbing echo of their former selves.
The bonfire, which was supposed to be their salvation, becomes another obstacle. It separates the survivors and creates a chaotic, fiery landscape. It's like the very thing they hoped would save them is now adding to the danger and uncertainty.
It reflects how human strategies often backfire in unpredictable situations. It makes you think about how even the best laid plans can go awry, especially when you're dealing with an enemy as relentless and unpredictable as a horde of intelligent zombies.
In all this chaos, Lila makes a crucial observation. The music, the very thing that was supposed to lure the zombies, is making them stronger. It's like they're feeding off the energy of the music.
This idea of music empowering evil is fascinating. It ties into ancient beliefs about the power of sound music to manipulate and control. You see this in folklore and mythology where certain melodies or rhythms can summon supernatural forces or even drive people to madness.
So Cody, thinking on his feet, instructs the band to ditch the modern tunes and switch to ancient sea shanties.
Sea shanties.
Yeah, it's a desperate move, but it turns out to be a stroke of genius.
I love that. What a brilliant twist. It plays on the idea that ancient music, especially music tied to the sea, holds power over supernatural forces. It's like they're tapping into a primal frequency that disrupts the zombies' connection to this world, making them sluggish and disoriented.
The effect of the sea shanties is immediate and eerie. The zombies falter, their movements become sluggish, and the survivors finally get a much-needed break. But just when they think they might have a chance, the zombified surf legend rallies the horde for one final desperate attack. The survivors, with their backs against the sea, prepare for what could be their last stand.
It's that classic showdown we all crave in a good zombie story. Good versus evil, the living versus the undead. But here's the kicker. As dawn breaks over the horizon, a new horror emerges from the depths, a giant zombie shark, a monstrous embodiment of the relentless and unforgiving nature of the zombie threat. And that's where we'll leave you hanging for now.
Make sure to stick around for part 2, where we'll delve into that epic battle for survival and unpack the deeper themes at play in Zombie Beach Party. And don't forget to rate and follow the Drunken Zombies podcast for more addictive zombie stories. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another tale of brains and mayhem.
Welcome back to the Drunken Zombies podcast, where the party never dies, even when the guests do.
Things are about to get seriously gnarly as we jump back into Zombie Beach Party, where our heroes are facing a new wave of terror.
Yeah, we left off with the cliffhanger that would make Jaws blush.
Oh yeah.
The emergence of a giant zombie shark.
Ready to chomp its way through our survivors. Talk about adding insult to injury. You've got a horde of flesh-eating party crashers on land. And now you've got a prehistoric predator from the depths adding to the mayhem. It's like the author threw every nightmare into a blender and hit puree.
It's a wild combination that really keeps you on the edge of your seat. You
Yeah.
think you know what to expect from a zombie story, and then, bam, giant zombie shark.
Right.
It's a brilliant way to subvert expectations and introduce a whole new level of chaos.
So how do our heroes even begin to tackle this? You can't exactly build a bonfire in the ocean, right?
Right. It's a completely different kind of challenge. The survivors are trapped between a horde of land-based zombies and this monstrous creature from the sea. It forces them to think outside the box and tap into a primal level of survival instinct.
I mean, there's a moment of pure shock when that creature rises from the waves.
Mhm.
It'd be paralyzing to see this giant undead shark bearing down on you.
Absolutely. But our heroes don't have the luxury of freezing up. They've got to act fast, and they do.
They do.
It's amazing to see how quickly they shift gears from fighting off land-based zombies to confronting this new aquatic threat.
So Lila, our warrior queen, she immediately focuses on that immediate threat, the zombified minions swarming the beach. She realizes they need to thin the herd before they can even think about tackling the big kahuna.
It's a smart tactical move. She's prioritizing the most immediate danger while also buying them some time to figure out how to deal with the giant shark.
Right.
It highlights her leadership skills and her ability to stay calm under pressure.
Meanwhile, Cody, our reluctant hero, finds himself face-to-face with the giant zombie shark.
Oh my God.
Talk about a close encounter of the undead kind.
It's a classic David and Goliath scenario. Cody armed with nothing but a harpoon against this monstrous creature. It's a moment of pure adrenaline-pumping action as he takes on this seemingly insurmountable foe.
Yeah, and just when you think Cody's about to become shark chow, he manages to land a critical hit, plunging his harpoon into the beast's eye.
Oh, wow.
It's a risky move, but it pays off, giving the survivors a much-needed advantage.
It's a reminder that even in the most desperate situations, a single act of courage can change the tide of battle. It also speaks to Cody's character development. He's gone from the laid-back party dude to a hero willing to risk everything for the sake of others.
And this is where Tommy the DJ proves that music is more than just entertainment. It's a weapon. Remember how the modern music was empowering the zombies?
Right.
Well, it turns out that ancient sea shanties had the opposite effect.
It's a fascinating concept that ties into folklore and mythology. The idea that certain sounds or frequencies can disrupt supernatural forces. It's like they're tapping into a primal energy that disorients the zombies and weakens their connection to this world.
So the sea shanties create this eerie atmosphere as they drift across the ravaged beach. It's a haunting melody that seems to hold the zombies at bay, giving the survivors a chance to regroup and strategize.
It's a brilliant use of music to create suspense and a sense of the otherworldly. The sea shanties act as a counterspell, a sonic weapon against the undead. It adds a layer of depth to the story, connecting it to ancient beliefs and the power of sound.
Led by Cody and Layla, the remaining partygoers fight with renewed vigor. They're using everything at their disposal: surfboards, broken bottles, even sandcastles.
Wow.
It's a chaotic but inspiring display of human resilience.
They've been beaten down, battered, bruised, but they refuse to give up. It's a powerful reminder that even when facing unimaginable horrors, the human spirit can endure and find the strength to fight back.
And as the final notes of the sea shanties fade, the tide begins to turn. The giant zombie shark, wounded and disoriented, retreats back into the depths. The remaining zombies, leaderless and confused, are quickly dispatched. The beach falls silent. The party's over. But a new chapter has begun. A chapter of survival, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the face of unimaginable horror.
It's a bittersweet victory. The survivors are exhausted, traumatized, but they're alive, and they've learned something profound about themselves and each other.
So this is where we'll pause for a moment. Take a breath, maybe grab another drink, and get ready for the final part of our zombie beach party adventure. We'll be back shortly to dissect the ending and discuss the deeper themes that make this story such a thrilling ride. Welcome back to the Drunken Zombies Podcast, zombie enthusiasts. We're wrapping up our exploration of Zombie Beach Party, a story that's taken us from sun-soaked beach vibes to a full-blown zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride, filled with epic battles, close calls, and a giant zombie shark that would make Jaws jealous.
But now as the dust settles and the waves lap at the blood-stained sand, we're left with a lingering question: what happens next?
The story leaves us with kind of a poignant image of the survivors just standing amidst the wreckage of what was supposed to be a carefree celebration. The beach is littered with, broken surfboards, discarded weapons, and the lingering scent of bonfire smoke.
Yeah.
It paints a vivid picture of the cost of survival.
These partygoers have faced their fears, fought for their lives, and emerged from the other side forever changed.
Sure.
They've witnessed the fragility of life, the raw power of primal instincts, and the dark side of humanity.
The story doesn't shy away from the psychological impact of an experience like that. I mean, these characters are exhausted, traumatized, but they're also bound together by a shared experience that's forged an unbreakable bond between them.
Yeah, it's not just about physical survival. It's about the mental and emotional toll that this ordeal has taken on them. It's about finding strength and resilience in the face of unimaginable horror.
And it's about the power of community, too. Like, the rival surf gangs who once clashed are now united in their fight for survival. The eccentric Miss Hattie, whose warnings were initially dismissed, is now a respected member of the group, her wisdom and knowledge proving invaluable.
Right. It's fascinating to see how adversity can break down social barriers and bring people together in unexpected ways. It speaks to the human need for connection and support, especially in times of crisis. And then there's Cody and Lila, our unlikely heroes, who emerged from the chaos as leaders. Their connection, forged in the heat of battle, hints at a deeper bond that could blossom into something more. It's a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness, a reminder that even in a world overrun by zombies, love can still find a way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and their story reminds us that even when everything seems lost, there's always something worth fighting for. Whether it's love, family, or the simple will to survive, there's always a reason to keep going.
So as the sun rises over the ravaged beach, a sense of cautious optimism settles over the survivors. They know the fight is far from over. The zombie threat might be temporarily contained, but the world has irrevocably changed.
They've lost friends, witnessed unimaginable horrors, and faced their own mortality. But they've also discovered a strength and resilience they never knew they possessed. They've learned to adapt, to think on their feet, and to rely on each other for support.
Zombie Beach Party is a thrilling and thought-provoking story that blends classic zombie tropes with fresh ideas, unexpected twists, and a healthy dose of 70s nostalgia. It's a story about survival, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit.
And it's a story that leaves us with a lingering sense of wonder.
Right.
What will become of these survivors? What challenges will they face next? And will they be able to rebuild their lives in a world forever haunted by the shadow of the undead?
Those are questions for another day. But for now, let's raise a glass to the survivors of Zombie Beach Party and to the enduring power of storytelling to transport us to worlds both terrifying and exhilarating.
Cheers to that. And if you're craving more brain-tingling tales of the undead, make sure to rate and follow the Drunken Zombies podcast. We've got a whole graveyard of stories waiting to be unearthed. So until next time, stay thirsty for brains and stay safe out there.
And remember, keep those surfboards handy. You never know when you might need to ride the wave of a zombie apocalypse.